Cavs have long been considered a lock, right? You said it, to take home the top spot in the East. But now with less than 3 weeks left in the season, that is no longer a certainty. Yeah, Cavs currently 1 game up on the Celtics, but Cleveland now has lost 6 of their last 10. So we're going to start the hour with Nuggets and Cavs. It's what you need to see because the Cavs defense nowhere to be found in this one. Second quarter down 14. How about Gary Harris open on the left wing? And I mean very open. 25 feet of space he's got, so he makes that 3. Nuggets up 17. They scored 73 points in the first half. We go to the third. Kenneth Faried rolling to the basket, gets the bucket and the foul.
They got 3-point shots. They got points in the paint. They got offensive rebounds. They got, whatever they wanted, and they kicked our butt in every facet of the game.
Man, it ain't about a group. It's about individuals. Everybody got to just be more, just do more. Can't preach toughness. You got to have it. I had opportunities where I could have been better. The one thing about it, I'm always bringing toughness to the game. I know that. That's for sure.
So the Cavs lose 126 to 113. James minus 30, tied for the third lowest of his career. All right, Jamie, you need to see what Isaiah Thomas and John Wall did. They were on point. I see what you did. Yeah. Celtics, Pacers, Boston. We start with 5-foot assassin with the roughneck business. Great find to Kelly Olynyk, and Olynyk finds Tyler Zeller. Thomas, look at no look. Over his shoulder. Thomas went for 25 points. He would elaborate on, though, why he needed to trust his teammates.
Teams are really trying to stack up against me in the fourth quarter to stop me, but other guys are stepping up, and that's what it's about. So I'm just trying to take what the defense gives me. I'm still trying to be aggressive, but things are a little different from where it was in January and February.
One thing that is consistent, though, Celtics keep winning. They've won 12 of 13 at home. How about Isaiah Thomas, double figures for the 120th straight game, longest for a Celt since Antoine Walker in 2000 to 2002. John Wall, scoreless in the first half, just the 6th time in his career as the Wizards hosted the Hawks. So Wall got Bradley Beal involved and then went off in the second half, and he talked to Adam Schefter about what changed at halftime.
All right, John, 0 for 8 at the half. What turned it around there in the second half and fourth quarter?
I just know for this team I have to be aggressive. I missed a couple easy shots that was frustrating. I switched my shoes.
You say you switched your shoes?
Yeah, I had red ones, though I had to switch. I'm like superstitious like that. If I have a bad quarter or half, I have to switch my shoes.
Hey, man, if Adam Schefter can change his beat, right? If he can go from NFL to NBA, then John Wall can change his shoes. Wizards win 104 to 122-10 for John Wall. Here's what you need to know. This is how tight things have gotten now in the Eastern Conference. Cavs lose, Celts win, so now it's just one skinny game separating those two atop the East. Wizards, meanwhile, 2.5 behind the Celts for the second seed in the Eastern Conference. Let's break down the remaining schedules. While the Wizards spend the majority of their time on the road, and you can see their opponent's win percentage, it's actually the Celtics have the easiest remaining schedule. No one has an easier schedule. No one plays more home games than Boston. So when you put all that together, our friends at 538, they crunched the numbers. They gave the C's the best chance to finish the regular season as the #1 seed in the East. Jay Harris.
Randy Scott, Ryan Russillo joining us now. You heard what Randy just said, what 538 is saying. You down with that?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense because you look at the opponent's winning percentage. I mean, this is all just a ton of simulations over and over again, so it actually makes sense that happens. The difference is in the East, those 3 teams behind Cleveland, who we still want to give the benefit of the doubt, they're all pretty good. Toronto went through that rough stretch without DeRozan, trying to figure out who they were. But in the West, that 8th seed feels almost like a bye, where in the East, it's so jumbled up there, how they've all kind of taken turns. Milwaukee's starting to play a lot better. It doesn't seem like that big of an advantage, 1-2, until we're actually talking about the Eastern Conference Finals, if that was a Game 7 situation.
So it doesn't matter, then, in the East?
Well, honestly, I've been on the wrong side of the Celtics thing for a couple years now. I think people have been on the wrong side of that bet, just underestimating how good they could actually be. But even if they end up with the 1 seed, would I pick them against a Cleveland team that I know we'll get to their defense here? It's just hard to imagine them losing to Boston without that offensive firepower that Cleveland we would expect to have if they're meeting in a Game 7.
Speaking of Cleveland and their game last night against the Nuggets, Darren Rovell tweeted that when the Cavs play the Nuggets, there are Cavs fans who try to eat more McNuggets than points that the Nuggets score. I think you called this on Twitter a dumb tweet that we were going to talk about. So I'm not even going to ask you about the tweet. I just want to know how many chicken nuggets
you could put down in the course of one game?
I don't eat chicken nuggets.
What?
Yes. So
Why?
I'm not 8 anymore,
Do you
Serena.
not like Joy
I'm not 8
or
anymore.
America? Or you just hate all like lovely things?
No, I just, look, I mean, my dad would let me get them, when we would be working construction. But yeah, there's nothing worse than the Bradley Airport, and it's the only thing that's open. No offense to their smoothies.
What about just like just any chicken nugget, or are you like against all chicken nuggets?
Raising Cane's, but those are like more breaded tenders. Like that's something you would make at your house.
You worked in construction at 8?
Yes, I was. Bricks at 5.
I hope there was a hard hat involved.
No, we're a dangerous crew.
You mentioned the Cavs.
I'm sorry. I saw the Ravel tweet in the rundown, and I went, what?
It's fine. It's fine.
You just assumed it was a dumb tweet.
Yeah. Lots of nuggets eaten last night.
There we go.
Cavs defense.
Great transition.
Well done. I was supposed
welcome.
to do that.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Talk about the Cavs defense.
It's awful right now, and it continues to be awful. And it wasn't great before, and now they're the second worst defense in the NBA the month of March, and we're almost through this month. So, when you talk to the Cavs, it's kind of like, yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll get there. It's not a big deal. As much as we love Channing Frye and Kyle Korver shooting and some of these vets that they brought by, and not every defensive metric is the best indicator of what's actually happening. This one is great, but the individual ones are terrible. Derek Williams has been bad as a backup guy. Channing Frye hasn't been great defensively. We knew Kyle Korver wasn't very good. Kyrie's never been a good defensive player. So it's either a major flaw that they're not going to figure out, because it'd be historic to be this bad defensively and then repeat. We haven't seen something like this in 15 years since the Lakers did it. So it could just be a mental switch that they're completely bored by the East and over it. But they are and continue to be one of the worst defensive teams in the NBA, especially this month.